Kia ora folk. Now, there's a whole lot of you that are wanting to make little articulated creatures. Um, Lots of you want to make little octopus, and some of you are wanting to make snakes, and I know we've got a little cat that's going to get created. So we need to figure out how to make these little chain legs. So this is a really good model to have a look at because it uses two basic shapes that we can definitely make in Tinkercad. Here's a bit of a closer-up. So I've been experimenting and I've just used a sphere and these little torus, like donut things, and changing the angles, printing them. Yeah, I'll talk to you about that in a moment. And I've just noticed by having a really good look at this, and this is why we use these models, so you can have a really good look. I've just noticed they've cut a little bit off either side of the sphere. So let's go and have a go. So this is what I've been doing. I grab in a sphere, then scroll down and grab one of these toruses, uh, and effectively, yeah, I don't change a lot to that. I might just make that tube a little bit narrower by making it a 2, so you can see that's a bit narrower than what I had, and that just gives us a bit more room in the middle for us to link the chains. So we'll make a second one of those. Move that over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one on either side. I'm going to tilt my work plane, and I need to, this one that I'm sort of hovering my cursor over, I need to flip it so that it looks like an O facing towards us. So I need to look at those little, you see these little curvy lines, and I actually need to go around here. It's this one, it's this axis that I'm after. So if I change it by 90 degrees, turns it up, so that's cool. So let's just line it all up. I'm not worrying at the moment about the heights. So I'm going to line it up into the middle so that if we take a top view, everything really is lined straight up. So the next thing I need to do is the sphere. I need to make sure it's hitting the ground mat. So it is. I'm just clicking D. This torus here, it's a bit low, so if I hit D, it's going to bring it up into the floor. Now, if I just check the height, now this is a little tip for us all. These little squares, if you hover on it, it'll tell you the height. So this sphere is 20 millimeters high. So we need to, and let's see that's 4 millimeters high. So if I want that in the middle, 20 by 20, so sorry, 20 by 2 is 10. I want 2 millimeters either side, so I need to lift it 8 millimeters. So I can use my little ice cream container, and I'm watching the numbers go up. So that's now on 8 millimeters high, and I know it's all lined up on that longitudinal axis. I can just start moving it together. So I'm going to get myself a nice salon, nice view where I can see it like that, and move that. And I'm just using my arrows to move that in. Oh, that's one too many. Cool, there. And the same here, and I just want to be able to see that. So need to keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, yep, that looks good. All right. Now, if I, actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to grab one of those. So I've got a spear. I'll use that later. Okay, let's just get it out of the way. Cool. Okay, so what I've just made, I'm going to select it all, group it. Soon. Boom. Okay, now it's a whole thing. Select it again, copy, paste, and I can just use my arrows. And so I can see by looking at that, there is space all around. So when we print it, it's not going to be connected. So theoretically, we should get chain. So that's worked as well. All right, now if I zoom out, what I'll do is I'll group all of that. And the only reason I'm grouping it is so that I can move it all around as a team. So let's make a copy of it, and we'll bring it up here. Now, at the moment, let's see, the width of that is 20 millimeters or 2 centimeters. The length of it is 128 millimeters or 12.8 centimeters. So that's almost 13. So that's really big. So what I need to do is, and actually the height is 20 millimeters or 2 centimeters. So that's way too big for what I want to make. So what I'm going to do is click. I'm going to grab one of these. I'm going to put my finger on control. So I'm trying to keep all of the, oh, it's not really working, is it? I was hoping I was going to be able to keep the dimensions the same, but I'm just going to kind of move through to there. So it's about 7 centimeters. I need to make it a bit narrower. Get up to 12 millimeters. Okay, so 12 millimeters and 67 millimeters. That looks pretty good. So let's give that a bit of a print and see what it's like. Okay, so let's give another method of making a chain, and we'll make it more like this one. So again, having a look, so they've just cut a little bit off each of these sphere ends apart from the very end. So I've got a torus out there ready and waiting. I'll grab a sphere, and actually I'm going to grab two because one of them I need to just trim at one end, and the ones that are going to go in the middle, they'll get trimmed at both ends. I've got my little torus here, it's all set, so I'll make a copy of that, move that, and I need to select, maybe go in a bit closer, use the zoom, we'll zoom in that way, spin it around a bit, there, that's the one I'm after, that 90 degrees, so that's going to go on the flat. Alright, so let's zoom out. And so they, that model, it trimmed it. So let's just give that a crack. So we'll use cube, get rid of all of that because I can just do it this way. So I'll make that 10 across. I'll make a copy of that, spin that over here. Alright, and now what we'll do a bit of a line. This align tool is so worthwhile using. So I just aligned it so that if we go, top view, spin out, you can see it's all lined up, which makes life a lot easier because what I want to do is I'm just going to move these cubes just a little bit. So, just flattens things out a bit, and again I'm just going to select it all. I'm going to use that viewfinder, right, and top out a bit. Now what I can see is that the left side is not as far in as the right side. Select just the one, and that looks about the same. So I can have an experiment with that. So join, so it gives me, yep, that's kind of cut off a bit. And what that's going to do is when we join up these little toruses to it, it's going to give us a bit more room again to add them in the middle. So again, here I am, align. We're going to align it this way. So now what I know is that as I move things, it's going to be lined up on that longitudinal axis. All I need to do is get it to the right place. So that looks good. Need a bit, and that height was correct from last time. So I don't need to worry about changing numbers. There we go. So that looks good. So I can move that down. Oops. So again, oh, yep, lots of space there. Here we go. I'll spin. Oh, how did that happen? I've just got a single. Oh, I didn't join it. Oops. Oh. Okay, delete. Uh, let's group that, and we'll copy and paste that going there. Okay, so that's good. Paste another one. I'm going to take it down to the other end. And if I'm going to grab one more, and I'm going to bring it this way, and I'm going to break this one apart, because what I want to do is delete and ungroup. Yeah, get rid of that. Get rid of that. I'm going to bring this one over here. Yep, that's going to work. I'm going to use my trusty align tool again. Oh, it was without me even doing it. Then I'll move it in. Oops, select it. Move, 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 move. Oh, hang on. That's Fears. Oh, get rid of that one. Bang. Bring this one over. Now, I'm going to ungroup that one, because what I want to do is take that. Oops. I want to take that one off, so it stays round at the end but flat at the other end. Now I can group it. Bang. Now I've moved that around a lot, so better line it up. Cool. Now I can move this across. Cool, that looks good. Group it. Now, did I group all of this? Oops, no I didn't. Command Z, move it back. Right, I'm going to group that, so I'm just running it across the top, so it's selected the whole thing. Now, once that's grouped, I'm going to move it to the left. Then I'm going to move this one. Grab that. Now, I didn't do that by sight, so again, I go back to align. Slightly out, so that's all in again. And group the whole lot. So that's cool, and let's make a copy. Bring it down the front. I will, with this one, I'll just shrink it up a bit. And so this is kind of a cool way of, you know, making your chain in a size that you can actually see, and then playing around with it and shrinking it up so the dimensions might stay sort of roughly the same, but you know, your gaps, you can see that the gaps are still there, so we know it's going to work. And then if we know that works, so by making sure that we print and print some drafts of just the legs, once we know that they work, then we can add it to the body, and it's game on. Cool. Okay, go away and have some fun.